In due course, Clay, later Muhammad Ali, would become the most famous face in the world. A legendary champion, unique both in and out of the ring.
As loud as I'm hollering, you call me quiet? I'm hollering loud because I can back up every word. And I'll whoop any man in the world, and I want everybody out there on TV to know it. I am the greatest.
Retired in 1981, Ali had paid a dreadful price with his health for an overlong ring career. His spirit and dignity, however, remained.
Tell them all I'm back. They thought I was retired, fellas. I washed up, but now I want Tyson.
At the peak of his career, his 3 fights with Joe Frazier stood out. Frazier had followed him as Olympic champion in 1964.
And these two have come for a fight, and Ali does the double shuffle. There's the little bit of psychology just to try to make Frazier feel inferior.
Frazier seen here with former great Jake LaMotta and Jerry Cooney, won 1 and lost 2 against Ali. Back in 1964, Joe Frazier had only been reserved for the American Olympic team after losing twice to rival Buster Mathis. The two men then met in this exhibition bout. In it, Mathis broke his hand and had to withdraw from the games. So Frazier stepped in with a lucky ticket to Tokyo. At the Olympics, Frazier was a revelation, cruising through to the semi-finals.
Frazier, 20-year-old Philadelphia butcher. And he's done a pretty good job of carving up so far in the series. He beat Athol McQueen of Australia. He stopped him with a left hook, and he's a left hook specialist. He's boxing Vadim Yemelyanov. Number 281, the Russian. And these two men have the greatest explosive power in the business. Big punches are expected from these boys all the time, every time they go in. The Russian beat Djordjevski of Poland, stopping him in the first round. In the first round, he had slightly the edge of the Philadelphia boxer, but Frazier piling on the pace here and catching him with that left hook. That's the one the Russians got to guard against. That left hook is really dynamic. Frazier came into the American team in place of Buster Mathis, who broke his hand boxing this same Joe Frazier. Yemelyanov is a 22-year-old Leningrad student, preferred to the old favorite Andrei Abramov, the bear of the Russian. Oh, there's that left hook, he's down. A beauty. Perfectly timed. Takes the compulsory count of 8. Now Frazier, we can expect him to storm in now and try and finish this one and really follow up on that beautiful piece of punching. Hooks and uppercuts, they're all going in there, and the Russians taking them. Yemelyanov bang in trouble here. And he's taking another compulsory count of 8. He's a very groggy heavyweight indeed, this Yemelyanov of Russia. 2-7-1, Joe Frazier going in here, the only American in the semi-finals, and doing a very good job indeed. There's that left hook again, in twice to the head. Terrific punching. Surely he can't stand much more of this. And no, that's enough. That's enough. The referee steps in and says, Yemelyanov is beaten. Frazier goes on to the finals.
Ironically, considering how he'd got to the Olympics, Frazier had broken his right hand in that semi-final. So for the final with the German Hans Huber, he had to rely more than ever on his feared left hook. And as the sole American finalist, he was determined to use it to good effect.
We only had one boxer left, and that was me. And everybody's eyes was beaming right down on me. And at that time, in Philadelphia, Philly wasn't doing too good. So I can get a letter like from the wife and the sisters, you know, saying, hey, look, don't let us down like the Phillies. So otherwise, this helped really give me a little more, you know, confidence to keep on going a little further.
Frazier's long struggle, even to get to Tokyo, and then his brave battle in the final proved worthwhile. He won a close decision. Frazier turned pro the following year. He crashed his way through the heavyweight rankings, eventually winning the world title. 9 successful title defenses, including the famous victory over Ali, followed, before he met George Foreman in Kingston, Jamaica in 1973.
And he's got it with a right hand, only the second man to put Frazier on the floor.
Like Frazier, George Foreman's route to fame had started with the Olympics. For him, it was Mexico, 1968.
In 1968, going into the Olympics, after only having really a basic, less than 2-year experience, almost a year good experience, I'm on the Olympic team. Then I realized, hey, I didn't think I could win a gold medal. That was improbable in my mind. I just didn't think that in all my imagination, but I was sure happy to be there.
Despite this lack of experience, Foreman won his way through to the semi-finals, where he met Italy's Giorgio Bambini.
If somebody ever grafts boxing skill onto this huge frame of Foreman, then they've really got a prospect. Oh, a tremendous right hand went right through, and it's delayed action. He's over. The moment Foreman let him go, he dropped. Bambini, I don't think he knows what hit him. Signaling to his corner, he's all right. Foreman waits for him to get up, and he's up. But it's been stopped. It's been stopped by the referee in the second round. So George Foreman of the United States is through to the final of the heavyweights, and there he will meet the giant Russian boxer Jonas Chipulis.
When it came down to the final boxing match, I remember John Carlos and Tommy Smith being dismissed from the Olympic Village, and all we could think about is one of our teammates is being kicked off the team. It hurt us all. It was an injury to the whole village, not because of the demonstration they made, but because they were like family. And that really did hurt me, and I wanted to say something about it. And I didn't want to box anymore either. And I decided, hey, if that's what they're going to do to this guy, I'm not going to box anymore. And I was eventually talked out of it, and someone said, John Carlos sent word that I should go out there and try to compete, and that would make the difference.
George Foreman, born in Texas, living now in California. Only 19 years old. What a heavyweight prospect this man must be. Now what can the Russian produce to offset this tremendous assault by the huge American? Chipulis has put the jabs in to try and stop him in the first round, and he can't stop him getting through. And he's got the Russian going again. Doesn't matter what Chipulis does. This incredible 19-year-old just walks through him. Chipulis beginning to tire, and he's going. There's the standing count. He hasn't been down, but a standing count over Chipulis in the second round. And there's still 2 minutes to go. And Chipulis is going to be very, very lucky if he gets through this second round. He's almost sold out. Good body punches. He hurt the Russian again. That's the big right, and it stops. It stops in the second round, and Foreman is the Olympic champion. The Russian sent to his corner with 30 seconds of the second round to go. George Foreman of the United States is the Olympic heavyweight champion.
I was told to throw my jab out there, and I would close my eyes, and every time I closed my eyes, I stick out my left hand. And I look, and the crowd would scream, and he'd be across the ring. He'd come after me again. I'd hit him with my jab, close my eyes, of course. He'd be across the ring again. Finally, I decided I'm going to open my eyes. And when I did, I hit him with the left and the right, and they stopped the fight.